All right, guys, so just gonna be doing a quick video here, going over the round two recap, the cut sweats. I actually just got done watching future golf coverage here. Kind of some good stuff, some good rounds. Matthew Fitzpatrick went out and had himself a round, -7 today. Lots of players that were like due to have a better round actually went out and had a better round. Kind of touched on that yesterday on yesterday's video. So looking like it's gonna be a pretty good week, and we'll get into that right now. All right, guys. So I do have the player pool pulled up. So right now it's sitting pretty good. You can see Answer, Harmon, Neesmith, Berger, Connor. So core plays all made the cut. Webb, Morikawa. Already touched on it a little bit that as the week went on, me and 95 Nation, we were starting to favor Colin Morikawa a ton, and then Hadwin and English. Those are really the only two blemishes really this week. And this was a week in which I did say, hey, do not be married to the player pool. Really, what you want to do is set your max ownership, if you're max entering, to about 30% and just spread out that ownership. So I'll take that with a grain of salt. Then Kirk, Hoffman, Grillo, Streelman, Kazire, it's close. I would have to double check. I know he had to make a birdie on his finishing holes, and he hasn't finished up just yet. So maybe he makes the cut, maybe he doesn't. But either way, we're looking at 85% or more of the player pool going out making the cut, and pretty much the players that are going to make the cut have a good chance to win. I mean, it's sitting pretty good here. Even like Glover, Michael Thompson, sitting pretty good. I have to double check on Doug Gim, actually. I think Seaford and Garnett, they were pretty safe as well. Got Sanjay M popping up there. So, it could be a nice little week for 9-5 Nation here. Hopefully it is. I'm pretty excited. And like really my only regret this week is just not entering more, because obviously the core plays are doing extremely well. Factor in, a little bit of variance and a couple of builds here, and we're sitting pretty. As long as Stuart Sink doesn't win, that's the big thing. So let's get into kind of the breakdown here of round two. All right, guys. So really the only issue with round two is that there wasn't any like real chalk disappointments. The number of 6-for-6 lineups went from like 7% at the start of the day to about like 35 or so. I'd have to double check. But pretty much if you didn't have 6-for-6, I don't want to say you're done, especially in cash. If you have 5 out of 6, found the 9-5 player pool, you should be cashing pretty well. Even if you are just a YouTube subscriber and you followed the core plays, you're sitting pretty. you're gonna cash pretty much. So, it's a nice to like go into the weekend knowing that you're already gonna make a profit. That is pretty good. It's just a matter of like, hey, how much of a profit can we win? Pretty much a majority of the lineups that I have 6-for-6 across the cut line, they're all like T20 or better, minus Matthew Naismith, who went out and made the cut. Really shocking once again that he was as low owned as he was. Let's just see. Were there any like chalky disappointments that did miss the cut? I'm kind of curious. Let's see. It's not over yet as well. I do want to just remind you guys that. So Kevin Na, he's going to miss the cut. Harris English, yeah, he missed the cut. Yeah, Patrick Cantlay, I don't really get why he was that high owned as he was. Patton Gazire, 2 holes left. Paul Casey. So yeah, nothing really crazy disappointment-wise. So that's pretty interesting there as a whole. But let's just reset this filter, and we're going to get into the round two picks and then check on who's going to win. Right now, it is sitting at Stuart Sink, 6 most likely to win right now. Just want to pull that out. Round's not over yet, so that probably will be updated once everyone is finished with their rounds. But then it goes Corey Connors, Sanjay M, Colin Morikawa. Kind of interesting there. Let's just sort it here while I have it pulled up. Once again, this just factors in like, it doesn't factor in the round by round performance. This is just going based off of, hey, this is kind of the percent that this player is up by, and this is the percent that a player is down by and whatnot. Their model rank, and then kind of just their expected finish. This is kind of the factor of that. But let's see. So Connors, M, Morikawa, Smith, no surprise there. Grillo, he's a guy that maybe if he gets one here, that'd be pretty darn sweet. I would love to see that. Shane Lowry popping up, kind of touching him on the live stream. More of a shoulder shrug play there. I freaking don't want to see Billy Horschel win. That would suck. But Abraham Answer popping up there now. Cool to see. Maybe Lucas Glover, but pretty interesting stuff thus far. But let's talk about some of the showdown plays. So the thing about like round 3 showdown is that the regression doesn't really matter too much. Now we can take a peek at that, and we'll sort at this, but really they have to make the cut. So let's just do this. There we go. Okay. Tommy Fleetwood's gonna make the cut? What? No way. No way. Tommy Fleetwood's not making the cut. Are you kidding me? Let's pull him up. That's a little bit interesting to me. Huh. -1. Good for him. Interesting there. So you could potentially go with him. Matthew Naismith, I would definitely go back to the well with him. He's expected to have, a better round. Webb Simpson, I'd be fine with. Once again, these guys are going to have that earlier tee time that you would want to favor. So obviously we can go with those players. I'd be good with that. You could potentially go with someone like Daniel Berger, who didn't exactly have a dominant round. You could easily go with him, but let's just sort it by round 3 rank. And we'll begin out of here. So Russell Henley actually popping up first in round 3 rank. That's a little bit interesting to me. He's a guy that didn't really go out and do much today. So I kind of agree with that. He's a guy that, should have a much better round if we're looking at it that way. Could definitely see that happening here. That's not working. I don't like that. Ben Webb, I already mentioned him. I like him. Stewart Sink casually popping there. Like that as well. But for me, I'd probably go like Daniel Berger, like that pick. Grotho, I'd be fine with, but like Webb, Daniel Berger, I would like those picks. Maybe Chris Kirk you could go with. Definitely like Matthew Naismith. Again, you could go back to the well with him. Maybe like someone like Charlie Hoffman didn't exactly go out. Chase Seifert, probably going to be a good value once again. Bryce Garnett, probably going to be a good value for you guys once again. And this is kind of how you guys should be using this tool, is like going through your showdown lineup process. You just go ahead and see, make the picks that you feel really comfortable about for that day. And then just let this, do the rest of the work for you. Because you can come in here, see, all right, I have this much salary left over. Let's see which players are popping the most in that salary price point range. So just something interesting to look at. We'll just go to win rank going into round 3. And this is what's interesting to me, is that Think isn't popping up here in this one when we go to the round by round performance, which is kind of surprising to me. That's very interesting. I'm guessing that's because he probably wouldn't rank out well in round 4, is what I'm guessing. Just something interesting there. Interesting top 10 just in general for this. But it makes sense. These guys were all, good stat vids, all rated out well in the model. That makes a ton of sense there. But for the most part, I'd be trusting this up here on the top end a little bit more than the other data that we're pulling up. But that's really all I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys have a good Sunday push, weekend push, because this could be a nice week for 9 to 5 Nation. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope the putts break your way, if you will. All right, thanks guys, and as always, keep cashing.